Myself, Sudhakar Barbade, Assistant Professor, Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. This is a first part where we are going to study an introduction to machine learning. Learning outcome: at the end of this session, students will be able to describe what is machine learning. Contents: we will be discussing some examples of machine learning problems. Then we discuss some important characteristics of machine learning tasks, and finally we will discuss the learning versus designing. So here, if you look at some examples of machine learning problems, the first very important problem which can be solved by machine learning technique is recognizing patterns. So there are different patterns available in a real world, and those patterns, if the machine is able to identify, or the pattern is able to learn by the machine and then identify, then we can solve some problems in our real life using machine learning techniques. So the patterns of face, that is called facial identities or facial even expressions, can be identified by the machine learning algorithms. Then a handwritten letters or characters can also be identified by the machine. Even spoken words can also be identified by the machine. Okay, so these are some examples of problems that can be solved by using machine learning technique. For spoken words, we require the speech to text conversion, and for handwritten we require the image to be scanned and then it is given to the machine learning algorithm. Then very important application is medical images, that means analysis of medical images for disease identification is done using machine learning techniques. Then next important problems are generating patterns. So first one was identifying the existing pattern, and the next is generating the patterns. So using machine learning techniques, we can generate the patterns or images, like generating images or even motion sequences, that is related with the video creation. So even videos can be also created using these machine learning techniques, or we can say the next frame in a video can be identified, can be predicted, and so on. Then very important application is prediction. So we can predict the values which may generate or occur in future. So like example here is future stock prices, that means what will be the stock price after say 1 day, 1 month or 1 year, that can be predicted from the existing data. That means from the history of a stock, how it is varying, we can judge the future. Even currency exchange rates also can be predicted, like the valuation of rupee against the dollar can be predicted whether valuation is going to increase of the rupees against the dollar or it is going to decrease. So that can also be predicted because based on the previous that means exchange rates. Then the last type of problems which can be solved by using machine learning techniques is recognizing anomalies. Okay, so if there are some for example unusual credit card transactions, that means if there is something suspicious credit card transactions are happening on the in the card, then this can be predicted automatically without human intervention. Automatic credit card transaction suspicious occurrence can be detected. Then next is unusual patterns of sensor readings in nuclear power plant. This is one of the important application. That means if some sensor is giving suspicious reading, then we can predict it and we can correct that sensor so that any undue circumstances could not arise. Okay. So these are few machine learning problems which can be solved using this technique. Next, we will see some applications of machine learning where in our real life where these machine learning techniques are used. So this is just what we can say indicative of whatever the list is given is just indicative of, not limited to this one. Many other applications can be explored. So in web searching, machine learning technique can be used. For say for Google search, machine learning technique can be used to predict the future searches. Okay. Then finance, in finance as we discussed earlier, for example stock exchange or exchange rate. So in finance also the machine learning techniques are heavily used. Then computational biology, in this biological field also the machine learning technique is used. E-commerce, that is online websites, the machine learning technique can be used to predict the purchasing pattern of a customer, and based on the purchasing pattern the new items can be displayed automatically to the customer so that it becomes easy for the customer to navigate through the items. Then debugging software. So if there is a something fault is occurred in a software, that can be also solved by using the machine learning technique by identifying and after the correction. Then space exploration, again a new field where new galaxy, new stars can be explored by using the existing knowledge by using this space machine learning techniques. Then heavily this machine learning technique is used in robotics for say for example autonomous car. Okay, so in autonomous car machine learning techniques are heavily used to predict the future action. Then the information extraction. Okay, so the data is present, but huge amount of data is present, but extraction of data is very important. Then we are going to study the characteristics of machine learning task. So the important characteristics of the machine learning task is the ability to perform automated data visualization. This is very important because huge amount of data is there, and out of that what are the characteristics of data can be easily understood by using this machine learning techniques. So using data visualization platforms in machine learning, businesses can obtain a wealth of new insights to increase the productivity of their organization. Then automation at its best means one of the biggest characteristics of machine learning is its ability to automate repetitive tasks, which increases again the productivity of the organization. So these are some characteristics. Again we will look at another characteristics, that is customer engagement like never before. So machine learning plays important role to drive engagement, promote brand loyalty, and establish long lasting customer relationship is by triggering meaningful conversations with its largest customer base. That means customer engagement is possible with using this machine learning techniques. And next is the ability to take efficiency to the next level when merged with the IoT. So IoT and machine learning, if they come together, the production, then analysis of the business becomes very easy. So machine learning is probably the best technology that can be used to attain higher levels of efficiency by merging machine learning with IoT businesses. Question: can you guess the important characteristics of machine learning? So pause the video and answer the question. So the important characteristics of machine learning is the accurate data analysis. Accurate data analysis. So accuracy is very important, and that is included in the machine learning techniques. So machine learning comes as the best solution to all issues of data analysis by offering effective alternatives to analyzing massive volumes of data. Okay, so data is there, but data analysis is possible using machine learning techniques. So business intelligence at its best. So machine learning has already become one of the most effective technologies to boost business operations to increase the productivity of the organization. And here we look at the learning versus designing. That means till now the computers were used for programming. So as we program it, the same way it works. But nowadays computers are not programmed, but they are taught something to do its task in future. So the difference between learning and the designing, or we can say programming, is given here. So in traditional programming, what is input is a data and program, and the output is the computer generated result of the data on which the program is working. Whereas in machine learning, the program is not given, but the computer learns from the data and it generates some output, and that output is fed back again to the input, and this way it generates the system which is trained one, and that is called program. References: I used these two books for this preparation of the slides, that is Tom Mitchell, Machine Learning, McGraw-Hill publication, 3rd edition, and Meher Mohri, Foundations of Machine Learning by MIT Press. Thank you very much.